the whole energy of the Queensland team was just too much for New South Wales. It really overwhelmed them. You know, in everything they did with the ball and without the ball, they just overwhelmed New South Wales. They totally smothered them in all parts of the game. They were too good for them.
They were just in their face. One thing I liked about tonight was that Tom got a lot more kicking in. In game 2, I thought it was too much Munster, but we used him a lot more on that right edge, and I think that helped his game grow in confidence as the game wore on. That's that right edge. So, you know, in Perth, that right edge was, you know, it was a bit of a weak link, and Billy put a lot of work into that through the week, and they got it right. They just rushed out of the line and took their time away.
Well, when we watched game 1, you know, New South Wales were very conservative, and I said there's a lot of things in this Queensland side they didn't attack, and they could really get them in game 2. And that was part of what I saw, the right-hand defence, particularly in the New South Wales half of the field, and even up close to the Queensland line. Now, New South Wales didn't exploit it to the second half, but they were 26-6 behind when they finally got to it. They missed their chance. They missed their chance to turn that into a series win from game 1 to game 2. By series 3, Queensland had adjusted, fixed it, and it wasn't there anymore. New South Wales reacted too late after game 1 to exploit that avenue, and that's great coaching from Billy Slater to recognise it and for Queensland to adapt and change it up on New South Wales, and it shocked New South Wales here tonight. It really did. Yeah, look, it's a little bit raw at the moment. Naturally, people will start looking at personnel, but I think it comes down to attitude and the style of football. It really comes down to that. I just don't think that they came here with an Origin mindset tonight and were virtually out-bustled and out-worked and out-Origin by a Queensland side that were very committed and very together. You know, there's plenty of talent in the New South Wales side, but talent is not enough and never has been enough at this level. It just seemed that they weren't prepared for what they got, and that's a disappointing thing.
I don't think they handled favouritism too well, Gus. You know, they went to Suncorp where everyone probably thought they could win that game, but they won convincingly, and then they go to Perth. Everyone just assumed that was a made-down misère. We come out and blitz them in the first half, and then tonight, when they're playing at home, and they've got the personnel to win, but the attitude just wasn't there tonight. If you were the coach, how did you handle favouritism?
Yeah, well, I didn't believe in things like that. All I kept looking at was the strengths of the opposition team and the weaknesses in the opposition team, and show them how they could beat us and show us how we could beat them, and paint the scenarios of the game that we needed to win. In what I saw in the opening 40 minutes of this game, that we didn't have a scenario where we were winning. We were kind of at the mercy of the way Queensland were playing. You talk about New South Wales don't handle favouritism. Queensland handled being underdogs so well, so that it's a double-edged sword. Queensland handled that tag and being written off so well. And look, that's the commentary around Origin that serves the game best, isn't it? That Queensland are written off and that New South Wales are favourites. This has been like this for 45 years.
It has.
And every time you say New South Wales must win, they're too good, they're too talented, in the back of your mind, I kept saying, I respect Origin history to know that's probably not going to happen, and that Queensland will come out with something else. And it usually comes out in the form of team performance, effort-based football, connected, 80-minute play for each other, work for each other. Look how many scrambling try-save efforts that Queensland made tonight. Look how loose New South Wales looked on their own line. I can't really remember a moment where New South Wales saved a moment. You know, it was kind of like Queensland. That was saved for what Queensland did tonight. They got out Origin, they really did.